Welcome into the final game here at the U.S. Amateur Florida State Basketball Championships at Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. And today we have the Lakeland Fire versus the FSCE Hoops Nightmare for the 5th grade championship, already underway. 1 minute in, 2-0 right now. Brandon Ferguson, Skylar Blaine. And Skylar, what are you expecting from this championship?
Being a 5th grader, man, I was outside playing tag, wasn't playing in championships games. So I'm assuming a bunch of competitive fire, a bunch of smiles, and, it's all about getting better in development, and that's what these kids are out here doing.
And Tia, we've seen the skill of last game's 6th grade matchup, and it looks almost, just about the same skill right now. I mean, these 5th graders, they're dribbling with their offhand. They're doing, everything that maybe a 5th grader 15 years ago wasn't doing.
Right. You could tell, the skill level is different these days. But like you said, the 5th and 6th grade, the difference is probably going to be down to execution. It's gonna, they may, have a little bit more difficult time getting their shot or creating their shot, but they play just as hard and have the same type dribble moves as anyone else that's playing this game. So, I mean, it's different from when I played, but this is the age we're in right now.
A lot of action here early in this 5th grade championship matchup. The U.S. Amateur Florida State Championships. Lakeland Fire versus the FSCE Hoops Nightmare. 2-2 ball game. Timeout called. Our last game of the tournament. And throughout all day, we've had great games. That 8th grade boys championship came down to the final 5 seconds. The 8th grade girls game was huge, came down to the final minute, and the 6th grade boys, what we just went through, came down to the final minute and a half, and that's exactly what we're expecting here in this 5th grade matchup.
Yeah, especially with development in travel ball and AAU and whatever competition you get, it tends to be very, at least from my first experience calling. It tends to be very tight and very evenly balanced.
Yeah, and all these kids they're all around the same area. Whether you're your teammates now or your rivals now, you might be teammates in the future or you might be rivals in the future in high school and as they go into middle school. And the Florida high school basketball scene has always been great, but it's definitely in good hands with these kids in the future. FSCE. That's Maddox Calms, misses that shot. Loose ball ends up in FSC's hands. Driving in, Miles Steven dishes it off to Mays Whitlow. That's good, mid-range jumper. FSCE takes the lead. Inbound Lakeland Fire. And Jaden Isaacs says, "Give me that." Takes it right out of the hand of Alfredo Martinez. It's going to be a sub was made for Isaacs as Lakeland Fire still yet to get this ball up the court. And a full court press in the advantage of FSCE. Jaden Isaacs down low to Mays Whitlow. 6-2.
That's going to be a problem this game. FSCE definitely has the height advantage. And in a 5th, we're talking about 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade matchups. Maybe they'd be different, but in a 5th grade matchup, there is absolutely a disadvantage in terms of body development there. And number 2 and number 5 for FSCE look like problems.
Yes, and this full court press looks like a problem right now. The Lakeland Fire cannot get the ball across half court and break this press. And they get it right there with a pass. Couldn't quite save it, just a little strong on that full court pass. 6-2, the Hoops Nightmares lead the Lakeland Fire 6-2, Skyler.
That's a go route right there.
A straight go route, and that's a steal for Amari Stevens on the fast break finishes. 4-6.
With the left.
Left hand like Ginobili. Euro step through the lane. Oh my goodness. Maddox Combs.
Am I watching this? I saw a lefty finger roll and then a Euro through the lane.
These kids are next level.
Definitely next level. 5th grade, I think I was just really picking up a basketball in 5th grade, let alone trying to Euro step and finish with the left.
I was scared to finish with the left my whole entire life.
Yeah, I was about to say, it took me about 2 years ago to figure out what to do with my left hand. And Lakeland Fire getting fouled after a rebound. That's Charles Ellerby Jr. getting fouled.
I could reach with my left, I could swipe with my left, I could block with my left, but in terms of the offensive game, it was definitely one of those Talladega Nights moments. You just didn't know what to do with your hands.
Yeah.
The left hand was just sitting there.
They get the ball across half court. Ellerby Jr. passes it down low to Jackson McConnell. He's trapped, throws it off the FSCE defender.
That's high IQ basketball right there.
That's what they do in the NBA. You get trapped, what else are you going to do? Keep the possession at that. And they're getting trapped on the 5-second violation. This full court press and overall trap and defensive presence from this FSCE team has been giving the Fire nightmares. Miles Stevens steps into that one. Lakeland Fire head coach was calling for a travel. He didn't get it. Full court pass is intercepted and then stolen back from Jackson McConnell. Mid-range jumper, that's good. McConnell fires back 8-6, just a 2-point lead for FSCE. Driving down low is Maddox Combs. Dishes it off to Whitlow. Whitlow's called for the travel.
Whitlow and Stevens, man, these guys are the equivalent of 7-footers in the professional game out here.
Whitlow and Stevens definitely have a presence in the offensive and defensive paint. Jackson McConnell, mid-range, no good, just off. Rebound, fighting for their own team. Back out, Jamie Turner. McConnell down low, draws the foul. He's going to head to the line for 2. 9:36 to go. Lakeland Fire down 2 and could get those 2 points back at the free throw line.
McConnell's giving me DiVincenzo vibes from the Knicks.
Little DiVincenzo, they should call him. I don't know. McConnell's at the line, down 2.
Hey, let's go tandem. You on the wing, you second, yo, but J-Mac, you on the ball, tandem.
And he got the free throw routine. Splash.
Just like that. 7-8, 9:36.
2 games in a row, we've seen the little guys really control the game.
Impact the game big time.
Over there on tandem.
I'm always rooting for the little ones. I was the smallest on the court every time I stepped on the court as well. So just being able to play big, having to play big, and succeeding, that's a whole nother feeling. Like,
yeah.
you know, you gain that respect from the crowd, you gain that respect from the other team. So big shots out to the little ones.
And Whitlow just scoring at will in the paint. And Easton Coop is going to get called for a foul against Amari Stevens.
Come on, get it, Amari. Go. Go.
10-8. Lakeland Fire down 2 to the FSCE. Stolen by Whitlow. Great steal back by Jackson McConnell. He's trapped now in the corner. Timeout is called by the Lakeland Fire after McConnell fights for that steal and keeps it alive. 10-8, 8:50 in this first half. Skylar, what have you seen so far from either squad?
Well, slow, starting out in terms of how they plan on playing, but I mean, I think FSCE's definitely got the advantage so far, because if they really want to, they could throw it down to one of those two big guys and really get high percentage shots. But on the other side, especially to your point, Tia, when you're smaller and they have smaller guards, you almost have to perfect your angles even more, and that's such a hard thing to do when you're not a big player. You almost have to compensate for the fact that you don't have the advantage, and you have to be so good with the angles. Describe how you in your game, how long it took you to get very well with the angles and just being able to take advantage of those.
Just trying different stuff in practice. Just playing against me, myself personally, I played against boys a lot. So just being able to learn, you know, how high they jump. I have to learn how to have my shot, have a high arcing shot. Or I had to be quick enough or understand, you know, certain, like you said, certain angles. If someone is coming at me at a certain angle, I know realistically if I, you know, quickly go the other direction, they can't turn that direction. So it's just knowing the game, having IQ, and really, you know, outsmarting whoever you're playing against.
As a quick layup, we've seen from FSCE. 12-8 now. McConnell trap, passes it back out. That's Jamie Turner. Turner is going to get called for a travel, switched his pivot foot. And Tia, how great is like tournaments like this, like the U.S. Amateur Basketball has tournaments all over the country, and especially in Florida, to develop these players at such a young age, to have them, you know, when you're 15, 16, 17, when it really starts to count, have such a great skill set when they grow into their body and start, you know, getting taller and getting stronger.
It's just about getting those reps and experience. You always can grow from every game that you play in. But between that, as well as, you know, having your name ringing, a little buzz, you know, coming in. Granted, you know, at this level, you won't get, you know, the college looks too much, but you will, you know, be on the radar for, you know, bigger market teams or high school coaches that can get you, you know, into that next level as well. So it's all about, you know, experience and getting your feet wet for the most part, and then growing from it.
One level at a time for these young players as FSCE inbounds it, ends up in Miles Stevenson's hands, finds his way to Zach Berkeley. Floater is good from Berkeley. 14-8 lead here in the 5th grade championships at the U.S. Amateur Basketball State Championships at Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. Beautiful dime down low. Doesn't get the finish. No foul called. Stevenson on the fast break. And beautiful defense by Jamie Turner. And Tia, when you're on the fast break with somebody much bigger than you, I mean, that's perfect defense played right there. Just get your hands all over the ball.
Yeah, it's really outrun them, step in front. Now, it's up to you if you want to really step in front and take that charge. But with me, what I was able to do is run in front and run through. And hopefully, you know, disrupt them from having that fast-paced motion and making them having to change directions. And that's tough for a big man to do.
And Maddox Combs knocked down that three-pointer. 17-8 lead now for FSCE. And Kobe Harris gets it out to Amari Stevens. He drives in, gets fouled, and Skylar, 17-8 lead right now for FSCE. What does the Lakeland Fire have to do to get back in this ballgame?
I would almost play outside in and inside out. I think if you're going to drive and kick, you're going to have to kick fast. I mean, it's just the height, you know. I mean, I hate to beat the dead horse, but if you're going to drive into a guy that's towering over you, you know, analytics tell you it's going to end up in a turnover. So
yes,
you got to be able to drive, kick, but also, too, it's all a learning experience for these young kids, man. So ultimately, just let them get a feel for the game, you know.
Yeah, and it's throughout the whole day. That's exactly what it's been. We've had 5th through 8th boys, 8th grade girls match up, and this whole weekend really has been great for developing young basketball players in Florida. 17-10 lead. Both free throws get knocked down, and again, there's that 20-point mercy rule of sorts. If a team gets up 20-point, running clock is in effect. Mason Cervantes thought about it. He finally shoots it, and it doesn't go in. Rebound, Kobe Harris. Full court pass for Amari Stevens. What a catch, and what a shot by Charles Ellerby Jr. FSCE finds its way over to Mays Whitlow. Maddox Calms, 2 straight threes for him, and he's celebrating about it.
Was that his variant of the D-Lo? He pointed to his veins, kind of like the ice in the veins, you know what I mean? But the 3 was on the vein.
The 3 was in the basket. That's where it was. It was in the vein and in the basket. What a shot by the young man there. 2 threes for him.
I'm just amazed how they have the strength to get the ball to the rim at the 3-point level in 5th grade. I don't know. I don't think I was shooting threes at 5th grade. I don't think I had the strength.
That's what I was thinking the same exact thing. You can't even get the ball up and get it that far, let alone it be accurate and cash every time. Yeah, these kids are great young players. 20-12 lead for FSCE over the Lakeland Fire right now in the 5th grade championships here at U.S. Amateur State Basketball Championships. Our final broadcast of the day, Brandon Ferguson, Tia Grace, and Skylar Blaine on the call for it. Tia Grace, USF Hall of Famer in her own right. Me and Skylar, just 2 guys going to school for broadcast. FSCE, top of the key, Zach Berkeley drives in. He had a floater before, give me 2. Berkeley, 2 floaters for him so far, 22-12, 10-point lead for FSCE. Jaden Isaacs, as Jamie Turner drives in, misses that. Rebound, Lakeland. Ellerby Jr. gets it, gets to the corner, gets trapped, turns it over. FSCE now on the attack. Berkeley, back to Berkeley, Whitlow. Passing around the top of the key, Cervantes. Great ball movement so far from FSCE. Cervantes, Maddox Calms. 1 and 3 shots made in a row for him, doesn't get it. Great push by Jamie Turner up the court. It's going to be a foul called. 22-12. It's going to be an inbound under the basket. Ellerby Jr. off with that one. It's going to be FSCE basketball. It's been a great day and weekend of basketball so far here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus here at the U.S. Amateur Basketball Championships, as the refs are having a discussion about maybe an inbound or who knows, Skylar.
I'm going to tell you, I feel like I just got done watching a whole 2 seasons worth of drama on Netflix because I'm just emotionally taxed. There's been so many tight games today.
That's
roller
a fact.
Roller coasters.
And we might have one last roller coaster in store here for us, Skylar. As Berkeley passes it to the corner. Travel's going to be called. So yeah, that's some of the biggest things with these young players, establishing like one pivot foot and then going off of that. A lot of people get the ball, got 2 foot, they do a little shuffle, and then they called for the travel.
And a lot of them play off natural ability, just pure athleticism and watching TV and just learning things from there. But you also have ones that actually go to trainers and get the fundamentals. So you can tell the difference. Both works, but it's the way I train, because I do see the travel calls a lot. I teach fundamentals, and then from there go to the elite moves, as in the Euro step and the floaters, things like that, the jabs and spin moves. So sometimes you have to go to the basics and to the fundamentals to really eliminate that traveling.
Yeah, fundamentals build a player from the ground up into that elite skill set they hope to have in the future. And a foul on Kobe Elliott of the Lakeland Fire going to the free throw line. Still a 10-point game, 4:06 first half, 5th grade championships.
You almost don't, you see players now that you don't have to be so explosive off the pivot. You see Luka, he gets to his spots and his angles, and it looks so slow. But it's like you said, it's fundamental. So he understands perfectly where his feet need to be, how they need to be, and then he just executes. You see a lot of these, younger kids in development, like you said, it's almost happy feet. They're like thinking about it so much. Oh, this is going to look so good,
right.
And then they don't establish the pivot foot.
Right, and that's you brought up Luka. It's as well as with him IQ. He knows the game. He knows as a defender, as someone defending you, it's certain things they can and can't do when you're in the position to score. So it's really about being smart out there.
And Miles Stevens missed that shot. Outlet pass out of the way. Still a 10-point lead for FSCE. And Tia, I have to ask you, Celtics or Mavericks? Final start next week.
Oh, that's a tough matchup. I like both teams, but I'm really a Kyrie fan. I love Kyrie. I love his energy and, of course, the way he plays on the court.
It's going to be a great storyline to see him back in Boston. That's going to be interesting for sure. It's 22-12 in our finals, the 5th grade championship here. Lakeland Fire versus the FSCE. Amari Stevens bringing it up the court. Steal by Zach Berkeley. Berkeley pushes it through the lane. Layup just off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound passed out. No hesitation. Maddox Combs lets that one fly.
He's just hitting him with it every single time. This kid got some swagger.
all these little guys from last game to this game, these shooters definitely got some swagger with them.
Did Jordan Clarkson start that? Is that what is that? That's the shooting star 3? Is that what that is? I don't understand. Like I know the bow and arrow with Murray, right? And then you got Mello with a 3 to the head.
Right.
That one right there, everyone has like their own different variant of it because they come down like this. And it's like they're shooting at the ground. Like
I believe it's some type of ice veins type
That's
deal.
what LeBron did that. LeBron did that a lot
But
this
I'm not
season.
sure, why everyone have different versions of ice being in their veins. Probably have to ask each individual person.
Jackson McConnell misses it. Offensive rebound, Ellerby Jr., he missed it. Now FSCE on the fast break. Ellerby Jr., great hustle, saves it, throws it back behind half court. Willow loses it. Timeout for the FSC. 13-point lead for FSCE. Again, if it goes above 20, a running clock will be implemented. And 2:30 left here in the first half. The Lakeland Fire are down 13 points, 12-25 against FSCE. Back here after that quick timeout intermission. Lakeland Fire now on the attack. Jaden Isaacs ends up in Jackson McConnell's hand. Floater alert, just missed it. Foul on FSCE. Quan Smith Jr. is going to head to the line. And Tia, we've seen a lot of shoes, a lot of flashy shoes so far. What are your personal favorite hoop shoes?
My personal favorite back then was the Adidas, the T-Max, but now honestly don't do too much hooping myself as far as that, but I throw on a pair of Jordans just for show. I wouldn't hoop in them; they're a little heavy.
Of course.
I actually did have a pair of Kevin Durant's. They were pretty light. I like really playing in those. Those were probably the last shoes I actually hooped in. The Kyries were pretty heavy. I don't understand how they playing those too much, but kids are playing anything these days as long as it looks good for them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fire on the attack. Smith Jr. to Ellerby Jr. That's off. FSCE, Miles Stevens, driving into the paint. 27-12, 15-point lead.
You do that every time.
And he did that super easy right there. Turnover for the Fire. FSCE. It's going to be a travel. It's going to be Lakeland Fire ball again. Under 1:30 to go. Fire trying to get some offense on the board. Jackson McConnell drives in, drops off to Smith Jr. Smith Jr. dribble handoff back to McConnell in the corner. Turner Jr. down low. That's Martinez. That gets blocked. Jamie Turner's shot blocked. On the other end, layup, Maddox Combs. He's 8 points at least right now for Combs himself.
I just want to point out
McConnell with the dribble moves. Pull-up jump shot just off. Lakeland Fire, rebound no good. Nothing can fall for them right now as FSCE on a fast break. Berkeley misses that one. Cleaned up by Miles Stevens. 31-12, 19-point game. Remember, 20-point game. Mercy rule conversation starts. 27.3.
McConnell was over on the wing, and he did a cross-tween. Fifth grader. This is a fifth grader, dude. Cross-tween behind the back to the bucket. I know it didn't turn into a positive outcome, but I can't even do cross-tween. I'm 30.
And speaking of cross, a set move, Tia, did you have like a go-to shot that you always know that? It wasn't dropping 100% of the time, but you had a good chance of making a go-to move that you'd hit?
My favorite move was a crossover. I love Allen Iverson. That's my GOAT. And just trying to mimic his quick crossover. I tried to do that, and that turned into me being so quick. Players will drop off me, and then I'll end up going to a pull-up jumper. So then my mid-range jumper became money. So everything I did was like a pull-up jumper.
And at the half, the FSCE Hoopers are up 34-12, up 22 points over the Lakeland Fire, and running clock is going to be in effect out of this halftime. 34-12. We have a 4.5-minute intermission. Brandon Ferguson, Tia Grace, and Skylar Blaine will be on the other side. Welcome back to the 5th grade championship here at the U.S. Amateur State Basketball Championships at Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus in Florida. FSCE is up 34, make it 36-12. Running clock is in effect in this game, up 24 points in the second half. And Tia, being down 24 is quite a task to come back from, but if the Fire were going to do it, how would they do it?
Play fast, execute each time down the court, as well as defensively, play sound. Time is not on your side, obviously, at this point, but a little bit at a time, just chip away with it.
Amari Stevens off on that three-pointer right there. Smith Jr. hits the floor. FSC got numbers. Travel called on Zach Berkeley. 24-point game. The Fire have to get some good looks, some quality looks to not knock down these shots here in the second half to keep inching at this lead that FSCE has gathered. The layup just misses, saved by the Fire. It's going to be FSCE basketball. 12:25 left in the second half. Straightaway three is good for FSCE. Jaden Isaacs drills that one. 39-12. FSCE is having their way with the Lakeland Fire right now. Skyler starting out in the second half. I mean, much of what we've seen in the first half. A lot of made baskets so far for FSCE, and what have they done to get this lead? I mean 27 points.
So when I was growing up and I was playing rec ball and I was in, because I grew up Southwest Side, I played at this place called Harold Rec. And so even though you were in an age group, so me and my buddies, we were in an age group. We were in, I think it was 9 to 10. But we went and we won all of our games in our 9 to 10 league, and we grew sooner. So they're like, hey, we know you're 9 and 10, but we're not doing this. You're not going to come play in this league because you're going to dominate. So I don't know if that's changed as of recently, because, and this is no shade, great teams, great competition out here, great things, but ultimately, when there's that big of a size, disadvantage, it's body development at that point. When we were going up against kids that were 7 and 8, and I was 7 and 8, I was a big kid, so they didn't feel I was like Mutombo, in terms of them. So I don't know, maybe, I feel like that's kind of like the disadvantage right now, because it's such a size disadvantage, Brandon.
And that's absolutely true. Is
not
Turner
saying
Jr.
Not saying it in a bad way, though. Obviously, great competition.
No, yeah, the Lakeland Fire has made it to the championship game for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just how it's not a qualm on them. It's just how good FSC has been playing, and they could have the 5th grade championship. FSC could have probably did some damage in the 6th grade championship last game.
That's what I'm saying, and
it's
very glaring. You know what I'm saying in terms of the size disadvantage. It's just. These FSCE kids are eating their Wheaties. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Wheaties and some. 25-point lead here. 11:20 running clock is in effect here at the U.S. Amateur Basketball State Championships. A great weekend of basketball, a great championship Sunday. Every championship game has been competitive thus far. Ellerby Jr. rebound. Gets it, kicks it out. Smith Jr. now with the ball. Turner drives in, finds his way into Amari Stevens' hand. He regathers, top of the key, makes a move, gets through. Foul is going to be called on Zach Berkeley on the reach-in. And we mentioned this earlier, Tia, I think some of these Lakeland Fire players just maybe have to get to the free throw line and just see it go through once.
Yeah, and that builds confidence for any player. Just being able to see the ball go through the rim, have that confidence boost, and feel good about yourself. Nobody wants to keep missing shots because that's, at a certain point that will have you down if you're that type of player. It happens to some, it happens to others, but just getting the ball in the hoop is a great feeling altogether, regardless if it's a free throw, a layup, a three, just seeing that ball go in.
Miles Stevenson, that over the back, last possession down and sends a shot. Volleyball spikes it. Lakeland Fire retains possession.
I will say, in times like these where, you're not playing too well, I'm a firm believer that the humbling moments, the tough moments where you have those tough losses, it builds so much character. I know that's, by the book, and it's easy to say. It's so cliche, but ultimately it's what it does, man. When you, and especially these kids now, experiencing it now, it's good for them because they're fifth grade and they're handling that type of, not failure per se, but, that type of adversity as a young kid. That's a good thing, and as they grow older, they grow from it. You really learn nothing, respectfully, you learn nothing from success. The hard work you put in, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff you do in, the chemistry, but when you succeed all the time, you ultimately, you get that ego, you get complacent, but these moments where you're not playing well and you have to lose as a team, that builds character.
Absolutely, as Fire missed that free throw. Ellerby Jr., no good, fighting for it, gets it back, drives back in, loses it. It's going to be FSCE ball. And Ellerby, being down 25, no fight has been let up from the Fire. Their effort is at 100% right now, which is exactly what you want to see from, a fifth grade team in this position.
It's all a learning experience.
And a great floater. He wanted the foul. Maddox comes, and that floater gets a foul called. Zach Berkeley.
One-legged, one-hand floater.
These kids have skill. These kids have skill.
It took me to probably high school to master a floater.
Yeah.
I tried to throw it up there a few times, but just to master it, how they have it down packed right now, it took me to high school to really get that going. And once I did, it was magic. But it takes work.
As FSCE knocks down the free throw to make it a 40-point game, or put them at 40.
I never tried it in a game.
Subs are going to go in. 40-14 right now. FSCE is well in control over the Lakeland Fire in the fifth grade championships here at the U.S. Amateur State Basketball Tournament and Championships. A beautiful facility they have here at the Wiregrass Resort, Wiregrass Ranch Sports Camps. Feels like a resort. It feels like a basketball resort, I'll tell you that. And yeah, it's with 8 courts in total, 9 courts in total. We've been here holding down court 1 all day, and yeah, it's a great facility. Everybody is it's ran greatly, and that's gonna be a foul on FSCE. Lakeland Fire. Turner Jr. is gonna head to the line. Jamie Turner. A lot of juniors on this team, but that is Turner Jr. That's me. Hand up, that's me. 41-14. Easton Coop checks in for FSCE.
I'll say this: we went when I was playing, developmental basketball. We went. I want to say we won like 15 games, lost 1, won the championship, 7, 8 years old, and then when we went to that 9-10 league, we had to go play with the 11, 12-year-olds. Every game was like this.
Oh, wow.
And it was, like, demoralizing. Like, because you just go experience all that success, and then when you go and you play with kids bigger than you, you're like, oh, my God, this is going to be a learning curve.
So, Tia, as like a young basketball player, have you been on the other side of a buzzer beater personally? Or, like, what's been, like, on the floor, like, I mean, I played in high school. I mean, I was just sitting in the corner the whole time, but I've been on the other side of a buzzer beater. It didn't feel good.
No, actually, I haven't. I've never experienced that.
Congratulations.
You saw that?
I see the ball right now going in.
I experienced tough losses, but not a buzzer beater. Thankfully, I haven't, because
Yeah.
I don't think I could have recovered from that. That's tough.
Yeah, it's rough. Locker room, one wall. You can hear him celebrating. It's a whole deal. 43-14, FSCE, well in control here. Rebound, Lakeland Fire. That's Kobe Harris. Kobe Harris sporting the 24. Zach Berkeley drops it off to Peyton Williams, seeing some action, getting the layup to go. FSCE well on their way to the 5th grade championship here, the U.S. Amateur Basketball State Championships. Lakeland Fire fighting back, down low, pass stolen, ahead to Berkeley. Berkeley lays it, just leaves it short. Fire jump ball, Fire possession.
I was on the opposite side of that. I wasn't playing, but in our rival game, we lost at home, and we were up by 10, and the kid I went to school with hit the game tire in regulation, and then hit the game winner in overtime.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You want to talk about an uncomfortable feeling?
You want to talk about rivals.
Yeah.
Freshman JV varsity, we all travel, okay, to our rival school. I'm on freshman, obviously. I'm a freshman, and I'm not good. We were the only team that won. JV and varsity got smoked. It was the quietest bus ride home I've ever experienced. It was crazy. We were hyped though. We won, but we couldn't be hyped on the bus. As Lakeland Fire on the fast break. That's Blaze Hilton in. Gives it up to McConnell. McConnell floater and one. No call. They're gonna call the foul on the floor, and it's going to be, I thought he had it right there. I thought Jackson McConnell had an and one for sure. Ref calls it foul on the floor. It's going to be inbound for the Fire. Gets it back to McConnell. Dribbles around, gets a screen from Hilton. Gets trapped at the top of the key. Gets it taken away, and then a subsequent steal on the other end. That's Princeton Wright controlling the rock right now. Foul called on FSCE. This is the final game being played here at Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. The 5th grade championship, FSCE in control over the Lakeland Fire. And FSCE has just been making shots the whole game, just as simple as that. Getting great looks from 3.
I believe that's the game.
And that's going to be the game, 45-15. The Lakeland Fire and FSCE. FSCE are your 5th grade championships, and that's going to wrap it up for here at the U.S. Amateur Basketball State Championships. I'm Brandon Ferguson alongside Skylar Blaine and Tia Grace, and we're going to try and get a post-game interview with the winning coach and or MVP of their choice. And Skylar, it's been a great day of basketball here.
Amazing day here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus out here in Wesley Chapel, Florida. Just great to see that the future of youth basketball is in great hands. Like reiterating what you've been saying all day, Brandon, it's just amazing to see how the evolution of the game of basketball and what these kids are able to do now, on full display. It's an absolute blessing, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
And what was your favorite game from today, Skylar?
All of them are my favorite, man. Just getting the opportunity to get out here, call games, practice my skills, and do it alongside you. And this is your last cast here as a.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's your last cast here in the Full Sail and Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting as you're graduating next Friday. And
Yep, and we have our winning coach alongside Tia Grace here from FSCE. We're going to send it to her.
All right, for one, congratulations, Coach, on the championship win. How does it feel to be a champion?
Feels good. It's a repeat for us. We won last year in 4th grade, coming back with the 5th grade, same 5th grade team, and we're doing good things.
So it sounds like it's a great group of guys over here. How is it to coach them up and keep them engaged at this such young age?
Yeah, so I love coaching this group of guys just because they stay together, they sit together. Again, they fight like brothers, and we all family, so I love coaching them.
All right, one last question. Where's the celebration? Because I really enjoyed watching this team, and I want to party with y'all. Where's it going?
Let's go. Come celebrate.
Yeah! Good job, fellas. Good job.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's go.
And that's going to be all for us from the U.S. Amateur State Basketball Championships. And I just want to give a special shout out to Jeff Radcliffe, Gus Ramsey, Full Sail University, and the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. Me and Skylar Blaine are students there. And I will not be a student and graduate June 7th. And Skylar will be holding it down from here on out. And Kelvin Otang, we've had a rotating crew this whole time throughout color, play-by-play, and cameraman. And just want to thank everybody for putting it together. U.S. Amateur State Basketball Championships alongside FSU Hall of Famer Tia Grace. That was an honor. At USF.
Yeah, yes.
Apologies,
USF,
big USF. That's disrespectful. That's my fault. Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. It's been the U.S. Amateur State Basketball Championships. I'm Brandon Ferguson alongside Tia Grace, Skylar Blaine, and Kelvin Otang.
Thank you.